Hi, everybody. I'm Linda Dano.
Hi, I'm Dee Kelly. Say hello.
Hello. Hello. Welcome to Attitudes.
Welcome to Attitudes.
Guess who's back today?
Your friend.
My friend.
Yeah, he's awfully nice, even though he does
Now,
diet
I have a favor to ask. Don't tell him that I ate
Take
M&Ms.
off the blue thread off your skirt.
Don't tell him I ate them yesterday. I don't want him to know.
I didn't.
It upsets him. He starts to cry, and I just don't know what to do.
I know. He gets very upset.
He gets very emotional.
He thought he trained you. Little did he know that you listened to nothing.
I went into the bathroom at that restaurant and ate everything.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
You brought your own little doggy bag.
Yeah.
Well, Peter Miller is back.
Yeah.
Came all the way from Hilton Head to see us.
Yeah. Going to talk to us about all the kinds of diets that we all are trying these days.
Yeah, and he's awfully good.
Oh, he is good. He makes such sense.
He's
you should all
positive.
listen to him. I should listen to him. My mother will phone me after she sees
Did
this.
you listen to him?
Did you listen to him, Linda?
Well, we also have an interesting segment about gay women and parenthood. It's a whole new family nucleus in our country and the world, and I think you're going to find it very interesting. We've got some awfully nice families made up of gay women and children.
And they're all here?
They're all here today. We've got about, 6 people in that segment.
I'm all right again. I don't want you to worry.
Take a little drink.
We have somebody so beautiful today.
Oh, boy.
This is really a beauty.
She is.
It's our first guest, and she probably is one of the most beautiful women in the world today. She bears a remarkable resemblance to her mother, the legendary film star Ingrid Bergman, to whom she is often compared. Yes, I like her too.
She's a superstar model with an impressive list of films on her own, including White Nights, that you'll remember, a big hit, Blue Velvet, and most recently, Zelly and Me. Please welcome international star Isabella Rossellini.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Please. Lovely, lovely lady. So nice to meet you. I saw you in Cousins with Ted Danson.
We both loved it.
I was in love with you. I thought, what a luscious, pretty lady you are.
Thank you.
I was a fan of your mother's and now of you.
Wow, great.
Now you have an enormous background in modeling. I mean, 500 covers.
Yes, modeling.
Vogue was your
yes.
first.
Vogue was my first.
Right.
Yes, it was my third job.
Right.
So I
was your
kind
third job.
Yes,
That's from 1982.
There it is.
Yes, this is not really the first, but it was my first year of working.
Yes.
And the first year I got 4 or 5 covers of Vogue out of the 12 months. So
That's very
Now, isn't that
impressive.
unprecedented?
Yeah, it is.
I think what was unprecedented is that I had 3 months consecutively, September, October, and November
I've never
of that
seen that.
year.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever done that before?
I don't think so, no. I think
And
it was...
She was 28.
That's what is so...
That's what's amazing. Yeah.
It's really incredible.
28. Now, most
Yeah.
models have retired at 28.
Yes. You know, that was really an accident. I mean, I knew that models were younger than I, but they asked me to model, and I never really expected to make a career as big as I'd done. So, you know, I said, well, one day, you know, it's going to be fun. I'll have a beautiful photo of me. I thought I was going to buy, you know, 80 magazine and keep them for my grandchildren. And then the next day, somebody called me and said, let's do another photo. And sure, that was so much fun the first day, and I did the second day. And then the third day, I got the cover of Vogue, and then my whole life changed around it. Yes, obviously.
Now, you didn't start out to be an actress.
No, well, I did some acting when I was in Italy, still living in Italy, but mostly I worked on television. Actually, I was hosting a show.
Were you?
Yes, that was really I did that for 7 years. I loved it. I loved television. I loved working on television.
I didn't know. Did you know that?
Well,
You did a
I read
show?
a little
I didn't
something.
know that.
Now, you're currently working on a project, Ingrid Bergman project in Sweden. Tell us
yes.
about that.
Well, we did a retrospective at the Joseph Papp, the Public Theatre. Mother did around 11 films in Sweden before she was discovered and brought to Hollywood by David Selznick. And two
Here we
films.
have,
look
yes.
how
this is the poster?
This is the poster. I think it's a beautiful
It is
poster
lovely.
of the retrospective, and it's quite interesting. It's 11 films. 9 films are shown at the Joseph Papp Theatre, and she is very beautiful, very young, and very much herself. It's amazing how much she stayed herself, because at the time they've changed actresses, you know, they redid their makeup, they found a persona.
Yeah.
But I think they liked her the way she was, so they kept her,
I
and
can
she's very
understand
natural.
why. Now, you know, you grew up with a very famous mother. How was that? I mean, was it difficult for you,
I
or
had a
did it
famous
seem
father,
normal?
too.
Yes, that's
I
what
had
I'm
two
famous.
famous people.
I mean, did it seem strange at the time?
No, it really didn't, because, you know, when you grow up as a child, you know, whatever is around you, you think it's normality, really. I mean, it took me longer to understand not only that they were known, but that they were so known. I used to go to, when I used to go to elementary school, I used to ask my girlfriend in class, but is my mother as known as Joan Crawford? And just to have, you know, just to have a sense of it, because you really don't.
Yeah, you don't. I would imagine.
Yes, you
don't.
really don't, yeah.
Well, you met David Lynch, the man who directed you in Blue Velvet,
Yes.
in a restaurant. Tell us how he found you.
Well, you know, it became kind of, I read it in every newspaper when they talk about either me or him as a very strange thing to happen, but I would think it's so, you know, was kind of normal. I was in a restaurant, I was eating with some girlfriends of mine, and he was eating on another table with some friends of his, and these friends of ours knew each other, so we walked and they said hello, and we were introduced, and he said, you know, you could be Ingrid Bergman's daughter. You look so much like her.
Isn't that funny?
But I hear that so much.
I bet.
Sometimes I take a cab, and the cab driver says, you look like a young Ingrid Bergman, so I get all shy. And
What do you say? Do you like it?
Well, I do, because she was so beautiful.
She really was
So
extraordinary.
you though. She'd be quite proud of you now, wouldn't
Yes, I think she would.
What do you think she'd say right now?
I don't know, but I think sometimes about it, you know, and I think she would be.
Oh, I'm sure
really,
she would.
I really do, because unfortunately I'd lost them both, you know, before they've seen me being so successful with modeling and all that, and having my daughter, and I wished her, you know, she would know them, but I think she would be kind of happy about me.
Do you miss
Or maybe I'm presumptuous, I don't know.
No, I think she would. I'm sure she would. I would be if you were my daughter. I would be thrilled.
Thanks.
Do you miss your parents?
Well, yes, I do, but you know,
Very
my
much.
father died 12 years ago, and my mother is 7.
Yes.
So it's quite a long time.
It's a long
It's
time.
amazing how it could be such a long time, and still their presence is so felt, you know, in my family, or they're so much in my thoughts.
How has your life changed now that you yourself, it's not your parents,
Yes.
it's now Isabella,
Yes.
that you're so famous? What's
I
happened?
don't know if I'm that
Yes,
famous.
you are. You're very famous. Do you feel differently? Is it more difficult now?
Well, no, it's not more difficult. I mean, it's easier, I think. You know, sometimes I think it's mostly, what's difficult sometimes just to be a mother. I think it's very hard. You have to make so many decisions for your child, and that really, I wish I make the right decision, and I wish I grew up with a very big extended family, and my father and mother, my grandparents, and my family, and I was a child of grown-up parents, because my parents were at their second marriage when I was born, and so they, you know, they died when I was still young, and so I miss that mostly, is to have the older side of the family be there to advise me.
Yeah.
But it's mostly with my daughter and family matters. That seems to be the hardest. Work seems to be
I think
easier.
it is for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you're working on a new project with David Lynch.
Yes, David is working on a new project called Wild at Heart, and I have a small part in it. I only have 2 scenes, but one scene was with the leading man, who's Nicolas Cage.
Oh, wonderful
And
actor.
yes, wonderful actor. And my other scene is with a supporting actor but he's Willem Dafoe. So it was two scenes, but quite
Couldn't they
exceptional.
find anybody decent for this film? What a shame that you have to work with only the best actors in the business. That's wonderful. Now, just one last question. We were talking about backstage. How is your daughter's life different, do you think, than yours? Do you wish anything different for her regarding
yes, I
show
wish I had
business?
many children because we were seven. Seven, yeah. And we were seven from different marriages, but we spent all the weekends together, and I loved being a sister, you know, and my
and you
daughter,
are a twin.
I'm a twin, too.
Right. You have a sister,
and
Ingrid?
My daughter is, yes, she's all by herself. That I think I kind of regret.
Well, you have to have another baby.
Yes, I'm working at it.
Are you working at it?
Yes, yes.
Good.
But still, I would never be able to have seven.
No.
You know, be the mother of seven, that's a lot of work.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Great. Well, we have...
Isabella, you're charming, isn't she?
What's wonderful is we have more time with Isabella.
Yeah.
We don't have to say goodbye yet.
No. Next, Isabella's going to stay with us, and we're going to talk beauty, something she knows a lot about. God, you're charming. So nice. We're back with Isabella Rossellini and the multi-million-dollar face of Lancome. To find out some of her beauty secrets, we hope you'll tell us, I hope. Also joining us is Tony Michaels, Vice President of Lancome, who's going to demonstrate these tips on one of our audience members. Hi, Tony. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. All right, let me ask you one quick question.
Yes.
You have one little secret, one little beauty tip you can tell all of us to do?
Well, you know, I must say that I'm terribly influenced. So the latest thing is the one thing that I use.
Yeah, which is? Go ahead.
Not only I love these colors, but I wear them.
Yeah,
That's so much. I'm influenced so easily.
This is the new
and
color
now Tony
now?
didn't tell me. I've been scolding him all the time. There's this new lipstick that I love. I always looked for a lipstick that you can... in films I saw these women taking the long lipstick and going like this, but if I do it that way, it gets everywhere. And then now I'm so glad that they did this. Like, looks like a real pencil.
It is like
you
a
can
pencil,
just
isn't it?
do your lips perfect, and it's matte. Also, I kind of like the idea of a matte lipstick instead of...
Oh, that is nice. Yeah. Tony, is she tough to make up? What do you have to do? It must take hours to make her up.
It really takes hours.
Yeah, really.
I think the greatest thing about Isabella is that she has a face that's very unique, so that no matter whatever look we want, it's easily obtained.
Yeah.
She may not like it, but being in the contract, she likes it eventually.
That's right. She likes it.
Well, I have
Tell
my
him.
favorite colors,
Everyone has their favorite colors.
Yes.
That's true.
So it's,
Yeah.
when it's something very different, I think it comes to as much of a shock to her as to maybe the customers we're selling to, but I think the outcome with Isabella has been phenomenal.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. We all want to look like that, you see. Do you diet? You have to tell me this.
Well, I do.
Do you?
Yes,
Do you?
I wish
Do you
I
gain
could
weight?
say it's natural beauty, but it isn't.
We all die to know that, don't we?
Makeup.
You're doing without too? Good, good. Yes, good, yeah. All right, now, Tony, you were very generous to take one of our audience members and to do her makeup for her. Her name is Lori. Why don't we see a before of Lori, or do you want to bring Lori out first? Bring Lori out. Come on out here, Lori. Hi. Fun?
Yeah.
Oh, you look pretty. This is Lori, everybody. All right. Let's see a before of Lori, can we? What you look like before. There's Lori. Pretty girl. And now, there's Lori. Oh, yeah, you brought her eyes up much more.
Yes.
Yeah.
More.
Now, Tony, it seems to me in looking at Lori now that I can see in the comparison that she has more eye makeup on and she has a smoother look, but it's not a lot of makeup.
No, I think it's not as much as women used to wear, and I think sometimes, though, you have to wear as much, but by using different colors, it looks like less.
Oh.
It's harder to look natural than it is to look made up.
It's true, isn't it?
Right. This was basically 10 minutes. I mean, she should be able to do her whole face in 10 minutes and get right out the door.
Do you feel pretty?
Yes.
You look great.
Thank you.
Do you feel like it's more finished looking, more...
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Can you do it now? Was it simple?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what colors did you use on her, Tony? These?
We worked with the 4 that's
The
in
one that
here.
I showed you before.
We used
right.
one little cold crayon to line her eyes, lipstick,
What's this? See,
and
there's always
mascara.
something that they keep a secret.
Yeah, what
Look
is
at this? Look, looks very interesting color, like a
what
gold.
pencil.
Oh, it is for like a blonde?
Tell me this
This
one.
is not right for her, is
We
it?
use this all the time in her. She just doesn't realize
Oh,
it.
see?
And if
Oh,
you
wait a
see,
minute, I
this
don't
is
realize
Isabella.
it.
Look, it even has a little brush, so you can go like this.
I'm looking at these colors saying, I haven't
They
seen
put you in a coma when they work on you. Is that what it is?
Well, now you know why we don't show them to her, because she believes it.
Yes, she
I
does.
think why there is something. This is
I
a
have
new
to tell you,
color
this is
that
going to
I like.
sound like a spot, but Lancome actually makes the best pressed powder I have ever used. The dual finish is unbelievable. In fact, I have audience members all the time that ask me what I use, and this is what I always tell them. It's the dual finish.
Great.
It's excellent.
Okay.
What's the one sort of secret we can give to the audience about beauty today, Tony?
I think if you keep it simple,
Right?
and I think with the new look back to lips, that exactly.
Really?
With
I like
mascara and lipstick, you can get out the door and look terrific. If that's the only 2 things you had to use.
Now, I'm going to ask
like
you one
that.
other really dopey question. Should women today use an eyelash curler? No? Is that passé?
I don't think it's passé.
No?
I think Isabella uses it
Do
occasionally.
you?
Yes, I do.
I do too occasionally, but not all the
It
time.
does open the eye.
Yeah.
The only thing to remember is use it before you put on your mascara.
Right,
If you use
if it
it
breaks.
afterwards, you can break your lashes.
Okay.
But if
You
do
didn't
it
use it
before-
on Lori?
No, she has such long lashes that I was afraid they'd end up on her forehead somewhere. She had to be one of those lucky ones.
Now, how does somebody like Lori or any of us know the color of makeup? Should we go to a regular department store and have them show us, or how do we get a matching color?
I think that's what's great about department stores. There are people that can help you. And the best secret is like on Lori, is that if you can take 1 or 2 colors, if you do it on the side of your jawline here, and this is a fairly good match, you're
It
safe.
should always match your neck, so you never have to make up your neck.
You should never have to make up your neck.
That's a good tip, everybody. Listen to
yes.
that. You know, you've seen the women like this, like they have a mask on. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's not attractive.
Doesn't work.
Now, what colors should we do this season? What are
We're
they?
tending towards more of the, well, the pinks, brown, more of the browny russet, almost like what we're
Yes,
dressed
what I'm
in
wearing,
today.
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it is.
amazing.
We just did a promotion with Isabella called An Emotion in Sepia, and it's all the return to the mahogany, rust, brown tones that sort of went around for a while. And it gives you more of that realistic look. I hate the word natural, because if natural was so great, nobody would be wearing makeup.
But why do
And
we
you'd
have
be out of business. Yeah.
It's almost a more refined, updated, sophisticated look, and blue and green and violet are used more as accents as opposed to all over the lid. And the
Okay.
same here, where this is sort of like a mahogany brown, so it's sort of something different.
I'm going to try it. I like it.
I like it
I
too.
like it. Try it, audience. That's nice. It's a nice new look for fall.
I like the red lips, though.
I do, too.
I'm a very...
Are
yeah.
you do wear red?
Yes.
I do, too.
I love red.
I a lot of times don't wear any makeup
And
have
red lips.
red lips.
Oh, I love that.
That's a lot. All right, now what exercise do you do? Because everybody wants to know this.
Well, I do some stretch. I don't like to do the jumping, you know. I do
Oh, great.
stretching and
Yeah.
do some weight, but very little.
Very little?
And yes, not very, because I don't want these big muscles like that.
Wouldn't fit your personality.
So I do that. I try to do it every day.
Do you?
Yes,
Every
almost
day
every
you
day.
find the time.
An hour.
And out. See, guys,
Not every,
discipline.
well, but it's also part of my work. I mean, I consider it that
It
if
is.
you're not a model and all that, if you do it 2 times a week, that would be fine.
All right. It's a pleasure to meet you. I said it once before. Thanks,
Thank you
Isabella.
so much.
Good
Thank you
luck
for
with the
having
new
us.
film. Tony, thank you for bringing the product to Lancome. Lori, you look great. You look great. Steve?
Beautiful and nice. Coming up, find out if your newest diet is actually setting you up to gain weight.
Well, we're going to talk about diets again. And no, it is not a new diet book or a new way to lose 10 pounds in just one torturous week. It is much less trendy than that. Instead, we are going to talk about how our bodies burn fat and how, if we knew these facts in the first place, we would probably understand why most of the popular diets don't work. Our next guest is one of my favorites, as you all know. He is here to rate the diets and tell us the real secret to permanent weight loss. Please welcome back diet expert, Dr. Peter Miller. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Linda.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
All right, Peter. Let us review some of the diets that are most popular right now.
Okay, fine.
All right? Let's start with, I don't know, OptiFast. That's a big one.
OptiFast is very popular because of
Oprah.
Oprah went on OptiFast and lost all that weight, and a lot of other people are on that. And actually, one thing I'll say about OptiFast, it's not like the old protein liquid that used to be very dangerous for people. It is a formula that is basically okay nutritionally. The trouble with it is people never learn to eat normal foods. You're eating very low calories to begin with. You're just drinking this liquid, 400 or 500 calories a day, and then gradually you're phased into food. But what happens is most people get so dependent on that liquid, they never learn how to eat normally, and that's the problem. It's almost like looking for a magic potion.
Yeah.
And there is no magic potion.
Yeah.
The
You
potion
can't go out to dinner and eat OptiFast unless you ask for a glass.
No.
You know.
And some people feel a little bit safe on those kind of diets, but what we know is that over the long haul, they're not any more effective, or they're perhaps less effective than most diets.
Now, is Slim Fast part of that group?
It's a little bit different. It's more of a formula that's not as well nutritionally balanced. It's a formula that kind of, because you do eat food with that. You drink 2 of those Slim Fasts a day and then eat a meal.
Something, right.
But again, it's the same philosophy that there's something about this drink that's going to help you, and people find that to be secure, but they don't learn how to eat normally. They don't learn how to make the right food choices.
Yeah. Now, what about Nutrisystem?
Nutrisystem is another one, although they give you actually packaged foods, dry foods and packaged foods, and like space foods. And it just, you know, when you look at those prepared, which I guess we'll do in a minute, it's not the most appetizing looking meal in the world.
No.
And again, it's something, they're trying to make it easy because that's what people want.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
But it's like taking a cure. If you have some disease, taking a simple cure, but knowing that that simple cure may make you feel a little better in the beginning, but it really doesn't cure your disease.
Right. What about diet pills?
Diet pills, again, diet pills are either diuretics to help you lose fluid, and that just gives you a false sense of quick weight loss. You'll gain the fluid back again.
You go to the bathroom a lot in the first couple of days, and you really feel like you're thinner.
And that's about it, though. There's even a pill you take while you sleep at night, and when you wake up in the morning, you're supposed to be thin. Well, I mean, common sense would tell you that doesn't work. And also, some diet pills are appetite suppressants. Now, those don't work because most people eat not out of hunger, but out of other ideas.
I'm never hungry.
Out of habit, out of depression, out of celebration, whatever.
Yeah.
But not when you're hungry. So the whole philosophy there is wrong.
What about starvation, Peter? Is that just so unhealthy? I mean, I hear people say, yeah, you fast for 3 days, you feel so much better. I feel like I'm going to die. I've tried that.
Well, that's probably the worst, because what happens is, within 24 hours of a fast, your metabolism shuts down, your body burns fewer calories, your body thinks you're starving, so it slows everything down, and actually you start to burn muscle tissue. You just ruin your system and make it more difficult for you to lose weight, and it becomes easier to put on weight.
What do all these diets do to you, not just mentally, but what do they do to your body? When you lose a lot of water, or you're starving, or you're eating, you know, just a drink, does it hurt you in some way?
Yes, it does. The more diets you go on, and the average person during their time between when they're 20 and, say, 40, goes on 15 different diets, at least.
At least.
Some people,
I can probably beat that.
What it does is your body learns from those diets to put fat on easier. Actually, you're making it more difficult to lose weight. You're slowing your metabolism down, and it's very dangerous. You can't just go on any diet. Again, it's like a disease you have to take the right pills.
Let's go over and look at the table and look at what these things are. And tell me, are there any quick answers to losing weight?
Well, unfortunately not. You can lose weight if you do it the right way. These are all quick answers. That's what people want. But it
doesn't work.
No, it has to be long-term. You have to really want it. It can't be something, I have to lose weight to go to my sister's wedding. I have to lose weight to go to a reunion. I have to lose weight because I want to get control of my body. And now this is OptiFast. This has to be done under a doctor's supervision, under medical supervision. But again, does this look very appetizing? Or the Slim Fast, I mean, that looks like something you'd take if you were sick to your stomach.
It's like Pepto-Bismol.
Okay.
A little bit. you know. I mean, I can understand drinking one of these a couple of times, but I can't imagine going on it for weeks.
Well, it fills you up, it satisfies you,
Yeah.
but that's not the
Now, what
answer.
is this?
This is Nutrisystem.
Oh, it is?
And it doesn't look, to me, that doesn't look very appetizing.
Really?
To get something out of it.
That's kind of good to me.
Now,
See, I
you're
can
going to
live
see
with that.
something better as we go down.
Okay. But that comes in this little packet?
It does, and it's a substitute for normal food. And
What is
here's
this?
nothing.
Oh, this
is
is
a starvation
starvation.
diet.
Yeah,
So
this
you
is
sit
my
with that-
least favorite
you
of all.
sit with that
Yeah.
plate there.
Now, Weight Watchers is pretty good, isn't
Weight
it?
Watchers, of all the programs, Weight Watchers is a good one. It provides behavior modifications, support, exercise, which is important. Some of these meals are fine. The only problem with these is they're very high in sodium. So if somebody had high blood pressure, they'd have to be very careful about this.
Yeah.
And some actually are higher in fat than they should be.
Really?
Now,
They don't
the-
tell you that.
No, they don't. But
Now, what
the
is this?
best, the
Yes.
most natural diet is a diet that is high in complex carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, even pasta.
Oops, I'm dripping here.
And that is moderate in protein, low in fat. We know that you have to take the fat out of your diet to do well.
Right.
But this is a very appetizing meal. This is only probably 250 to 300 calorie lunch. You could have a little fruit with it. Perfect.
What's the one single thing you'll tell us about dieting? One little inspirational little one-liner.
That it's possible to do it. You have to do it with some common sense, and you have to get started right away. It's so easy to say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week. It's possible to eat normal foods, make the right food choices, and do it.
Thanks, Peter. You're great. Dee.
Coming up next, gay women in parenthood. More and more gay women are becoming co-parenting partners, either by raising children from a previous marriage, adoption, or the relatively new method of artificial insemination. Today, we're going to explore what parenting and motherhood for gay women is all about. Joining us are two couples who are here to tell us about their lives. Meet Linda Johnson and Lorraine Hebert. They have a 4-year-old son conceived by Linda through artificial insemination. Also with us today are Armanda and Rebecca. They've been together for over 1 year and are planning now to have a baby together in the near future. Thanks for coming. Great to have you here on
Thank you.
Attitudes. Now, Linda and Lorraine, you have your 4-year-old Andrew, this gorgeous child who we'll meet later. What were some of the obstacles that you two had to face getting artificial insemination?
Well, it started by getting to a source of artificial insemination. We moved to the East Coast from Minnesota and found a clinic where it was possible to participate in a program.
Now, for those of us who don't know this, I got the chance to read all this stuff in advance. You both uprooted yourselves 8 years ago. You wanted a baby so much that you moved from Minnesota to Boston
Yes.
with no guarantee that this clinic would be able to help you.
No, that's right. It was a very new program when we started. In fact, Andrew is the second child born through the program in Boston. He's a little pioneer.
Isn't that wonderful? Now, tell us about Andrew. What does he call the both of you?
He calls me Mom, and he
Right.
calls Lorraine a family nickname, Boppy.
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 Every
Yes.
family is different, and for us it's Mom and Boppy. And
Right. Now,
He also calls us his parents.
yeah, I was just going to ask
he
that.
does.
Right. He calls us his parents.
Now, Andrew, does he ever ask, who's my dad or where's my dad? Is he old enough for that yet?
No, I don't think he's old. So far he hasn't asked. I mean, he's used his uncle as his dad, and he'll say Daddy Rick as his dad, but he hasn't really brought it up. I think it's probably a future question for him that we'll be answering.
And what do you think, how do you think you'll handle that? Do you think it's a problem not having a male role model, so to speak? I mean, single women have to deal with it themselves. How do you both deal
Well,
with it?
throughout our relationship with Andrew, we've tried to make it clear to him that we're different, that ours is a different kind of a family. He is also exposed to families of our friends, biracial marriages, single mother, single parent, families. He has all kinds of examples
that's very close to him.
of different families, and we are different. We have many wonderful male models in our existence for Andrew. We hope that it'll be as normal for him as any other child.
We thought, when we think about it a lot and we work on it, we make an effort for him to have different kinds of people.
All different kinds
All
of
kinds
people.
of different.
Yeah. Now, Armanda and Rebecca, you both want to have a baby very badly. Now, it's interesting when we were talking backstage, when I say you both want to have a baby very badly, that is true.
Right.
You both want to have a baby.
Right. We both want to have at least a baby each.
Yeah.
So we could conceivably have anywhere from 2 to 4 or maybe more children. I mean,
Let's rethink this.
Did you hear about this yet, or is this something you're just hearing?
I think we're both very much interested in the prospect of each having a child and in that way creating our family. But we both want to go through the process.
but if we don't, that's okay too, because the child is still going to be a child, or children will still be our children, no matter which one they come from.
That's very true.
Let me ask you about your fears. Do you ever worry or have fears about what your child would have to face? I mean, Linda and Lorraine are starting to go through this because Andrew is 4 now and getting into schools with, straight couples, all different kinds of people. But do you ever wonder if it will be difficult for your baby or your children to have to deal with having 2 moms, gay women, for parents?
We do think about that. That is a problem faced by a lot of people, which is just prejudice against things that are different. And I think it's very important for society to realize that there are new permutations on the family as we know it. There are, it's not just gay families, interracial families, and so forth. And as long as a child is loved and taken care of, it really doesn't matter where that comes from. And I think that it really is, it behooves our society to take the responsibility to teach their children that when their children come home and say, oh, I met Andrew, their son, and he's got 2 mommies, for that kid's parents to say, well, that's okay. Does he seem okay? Does he see loved? And then fine, and not to say to their kids, oh, that's strange, because then the kid prejudice doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from the parents.
Let's talk a little bit about the legal implications here. You people are kind of pioneers. I mean, I don't think the laws have caught up with this yet, which is true of so many things, unfortunately. But, for example, you already have your baby. Linda, you are the biological mother. Lorraine, where does that leave you? If, God forbid, something should happen to Linda, are you then able to keep Andrew? Are you guaranteed that Andrew will not be taken away?
Certainly not guaranteed, and it would be a tenuous position, except that I have participated fully in raising him all of his life, and that stands for something with the courts. We've also tried to do what we can within legal precedents as they exist. We have wills and powers of attorney,
Special letters
read,
of what I really
with
want.
regarding Linda's intentions
As the biological
as the
mother, and
biological
My
mother.
family is aware that
This is the situation, that were anything to happen to Linda, that it would be my job
And
to continue.
especially what it would do to Andrew,
Yes.
to have one of his moms go and then not be allowed to have the other one.
Right.
Okay, well, we want you to meet this gorgeous kid. Andrew, come on up here and see your mom and visit us. Say hello to everybody. Hi, Andrew. How are you today? You've been very patient, and we appreciate that. Is this a gorgeous child? He's been talking to everybody, telling about earthquakes and everything. Well, everybody, we've got lots more to discuss on this. We're going to be coming back, thank God. And when we do come back, we're going to have more on gay women and parenting. So don't go away. Welcome back to Attitudes. We've been discussing both the joys and hardships of co-parenting for gay women. But what about their children? Here we are with Linda Siegel and her 2 sons from a previous marriage. They live with Linda's partner, Mary. Linda, is your situation really very different than other step families that you know of with your kids? You're going to have to all talk into this one little microphone, so I'm going to lean over here.
Are you talking in terms of heterosexual step-families?
Yeah.
No, it's not very much different at all. And our day-to-day dealings with the children are really no different than just any day-to-day dealings with raising kids.
Get up, go to work, feed the kids.
That's it.
Thing.
Exactly. Clean your room, do the dishes,
Right.
take out the garbage.
Go ahead.
It's just, you know, the step-parenting issues are hard in any type of family. And when it's better for us because obviously we live totally openly with my children. There are many families that have the situation where the women are not open with the kids, and that makes things very, very difficult. So you have, you know, problems of step-parenting where kids don't know what's happening. But in this family, we don't have that.
Okay, now, Philip, you are 12?
Yes, I am.
How am I doing with this microphone?
Good.
Okay. Now, do you enjoy living with your mom and Mary?
Yes, I do. I have 2 parents. They both help me out. And if one's not there, the other is. And I just feel that I feel that it's okay, and I can live openly about it.
And let me ask you a question. What's Mary like? What do you like about Mary? Mary wasn't able to be with us today because her father is ill, but what's Mary like?
Well, she is a nice person. She's open about her feelings. She tells you what she wants, what she likes. Basically, she's a nice, likable person.
Do your friends in school know that your moms or your mom and your stepmom are gay?
Yes, I have told a few people.
Excuse my arm in front of your face here.
Okay. I've told some last year, and now I'm just starting to trust a few people in the 7th grade.
Do you think they have to be a little bit more mature to have kind of an understanding of this?
Yes, I do. Because if they're gonna be prejudiced about gay people, then I don't understand what's wrong with them. What's so bad about gay people? They're the same as any other person.
Whoa, look at that. Unsolicited. Okay, Robbie. Here you are. You were looking. Can you stop a minute from looking at yourself on the TV to talk to me? You don't mind, do you? Oh, good. We have one here. Good. Okay, we can watch that. You can talk and look. Now, how do you feel? Do your friends in school ever ask you, where's your dad?
No, they don't. I don't know why, but they don't.
Do you have friends in school that don't have dads because they're divorced?
No, I don't know.
You don't? It's not something you really talk about. What do you talk about in school, Rob?
What? Math, anything.
Yeah. So this is not a big issue. Okay. Lovely to have you here, though. And we love your haircut. We all took a vote. Now we're going to talk to Linda Levy, and I'm going to move right over here. Now, Linda, do we want to stand up for this? Get Linda to stand up. Okay. Linda, you're a gay parent, and you have teenage kids?
I have 3 kids. They're 17, 20, and 22.
How long have you been openly gay?
It's been 15 years that I've been out. I was married before that for 11 years, and I've been in 2 relationships since then, and in each instance, we've co-parented our children together. For 7 years, I was with somebody, and we had 6 children, ages 3 through 11, growing up together in one household, and that was quite a trip. And recently I'm with somebody else, and she has children, and I have, although mine are the ones who have lived with us.
With your straight friends, when you talk about bringing up kids, do you talk about the same kinds of problems with child rearing?
There's no difference in terms of the child rearing. We have the same kinds of problems as any parents do, co-parents or heterosexual or gay. It really doesn't make much difference. There was a time earlier when my kids were quite young when I questioned how it would be for them if I came out, but I learned through coming out that it really didn't matter. Life was fine for them and has continued to be. So it's really not an issue for them.
Now, we have some questions from our audience. Let's start with you. Stand up. What is your name, please?
My name is Sally Miller.
Hi, Sally.
Hi. I enjoyed hearing these two wonderful young men, and I just wonder if their lives would be more difficult if it were not a metropolitan area that they were growing up in, and their parents were trying to give them such a wholesome attitude in another framework, another area.
Who are you asking this question of?
I guess this lady who's very much involved. The other little boy is a little young, but I imagine she'd have a good answer for me.
Let me run over there because we're having a microphone thing. Can I sit near you? Go ahead.
I'm not quite sure what you're asking. You're asking me if in the Midwest it would be more difficult than it is in New York to do this. Yeah, it is much more. It would be much more difficult, mostly because in New York we have a lot of networking. There's a large gay community, there are community centers around, and there's a lot of networking. So my children can be exposed to other children who have gay parents, and that's very important for them.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to run up and get another question in here. Let's see. What would you like to ask? What's your name?
Joan.
Hi, Joan.
Hi. I think to either set of parents, do attitudes change? Do the people change toward you when they find that you're a gay mother?
I'd like to just give you an example. When we enrolled Andrew in nursery school, we made it very clear to the school, and it's a parents cooperative, that we are co-parents. The director said to us, we asked if that was okay, and she said, well, I guess so. And as we have interacted with all of the other parents, yes, their attitude from being one of sort of anonymous acceptance has come around to being participation in our lives and sharing and friendship. And so far we have seen attitudes change for the better as people get to know us.
Well, we'd like to thank everybody for being here, all the kids and all the moms. And thanks, I think it's been very enlightening for all of us. Thank you very much for being on Attitudes. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Oh, we're certainly in a new age of all kinds of families. We have biracial families, step families, all kinds of religions, creeds, races.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of families out there.
I think too, it's important to meet people and get to know them on some kind of personal level and meet their children.
And not judge.
And not make any judgments on them. And say, oh, yeah, I think we spend so much time judging everybody, and it's such a waste of time. You know, so it was nice to meet these ladies. I wish them well. I do.
For more information about gay parenting, write Center Kids, care of the Lesbian and Gay Community Center, 208 West 13th Street, New York, New York, 10011. Well, that's it.
That's it. That's it for today.
Good show.
Guys. Yeah. Thanks
See
for
you
joining
next time.
us. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
To receive the Lifetime Attitudes tip sheet with information on today's show, call 1-900-773-4040. Today's show and issue number is 3. The cost of the call and tip sheet is $2. To avoid ordering duplicate tip sheets, please check your issue number before placing the call.
If you would like tickets, please send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Attitudes Tickets, 3412 36th Street, Astoria, New York, 11106, or give us a call at area code 718-706-3575.
Coming up on the Lifetime Afternoon Movie, a devoted husband develops a distaste for house guests when his wife plays hostess to a murderous spirit. Susan Lucci and John James are possessed by love in the heart-stopping thriller Haunted by Her Past. Next.